Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. I am Rachel LeRoy, founder of HipMaps, and I want to welcome you to the live stream and to the recording if you're watching this later. I am super excited to tell you about the HipMaps app update, which as of right now, March, 14th, it is not live yet on the app stores, on Google Play or on Apple App Store. So this is a sneak peek because I have special superpowers. I get to show it to you on my phone, but it's not available yet. We think probably the end of this week or next week it'll be in the app stores. So without further ado, I am going to share my screen. I'm going to share and show you my phone. Hold on one second. Love the double screen share. Okay, there we go. So this is my phone. First, actually, let's all just take a moment to look at how lovely those trees are. Back to my phone. Here's my phone. The HipMaps app is right here. So just to back up a tiny bit, HipMaps are custom maps with a modern twist, is how we like to talk about them. So they are maps that we make where we take basically the list that a host would normally send to their guests of recommendations in the area or event logistics if it's an event. So imagine you are heading to Nashville and you're there going there for a business meeting, or you're staying at a hotel in Nashville, and there are so many things to do in Nashville. You're overwhelmed because Google Maps shows you everything, Yelp shows you everything. You're like, man, I just wish I had some local recommendations. That's where HipMaps comes in. Either the event that you're going to will sponsor a HipMap, or the hotel will have a HipMap, and it will include their recommendations of places to go in the area, along with comments about each one, so you get the inside scoop. These maps can be printed or they can be shared electronically on websites or email, and then the app is where the modern twist comes in. So you'll see, I'm going to open up the HipMaps app, and it has an access code. Every map has their own access code. So that way only the guests can see your map. So this is especially good for weddings, when you don't want just everybody to have access to what's going on with your wedding. So you enter in your access code and then view map, and the map loads up. And this blue dot down here is the biggest deal of the whole HipMaps thing, in my opinion. This is showing my actual location. So if you are in a city or a town and you're not familiar with it, you're going to have a much better idea of where you are in relation to what's going on, because you can see literally on the map where you are compared to whatever the activities are that are going on around you. You can scroll around and zoom in and out just like with Google Maps. In fact, if you hit the second button down, which is a layer button, right underneath this map is Google Maps. So you can toggle that on and off. This is a wedding map in Sonoma, which is where I am right now. This is a sample wedding map, but these are actually my favorite places in Sonoma. So this is even though it's a sample map, it's legit places. At the bottom, it says click here for list and directions. And this is where you see a list of everything that's in the map, along with the comments that the host has about each place. So for events like a wedding or a conference, at the very top, we talk about where to be when, so that we can get everybody to the right place at the right time. So for this wedding, they've got an activity Thursday morning, they've got one Thursday afternoon, a baseball game, how that's super fun. And then underneath that are the recommendations of things to do in the area in their free time. The button to the left gives you directions. So when you click on it, it opens up directions in either Apple Maps or Google Maps right from where you are. And it looks like it also tells you there's a high wind warning today. Well, that's just great. That's Apple Maps. So the directions are really nice because you can make sure your guests are going to get to the exact right place. If there's two places with similar names in the same town, they're not going to go to the wrong one. The new feature for HipMaps app update is the button to the right. This is a button for the website. So you have the option now to put in the website for every single item on your list, which is super exciting because, especially for restaurants, you can check out the restaurant's menu ahead of time. You can have a much better idea of how to plan your day or where you want to eat. And you get there straight from the HipMaps app. Just click on it. Here's the website. This is a super exciting update. I know a lot of people have talked to me through the last couple of years about suggestions for what we can add and what we can do. And this is one of the ones that has come up the most. And this is why we're so excited to add it. There were some folks had suggested adding bubbles on the actual map, like pop-ups, but honestly, I don't want to do a pop-up on the actual map. I want that to be clean and be able to see everything on it. Like I said, this is an option. So if someone has a map where they don't want to put the website on for whatever reason, or maybe a place doesn't have a website, you don't have to. See over here in the corner, it's a completely blank area. So if there is no website, there's just a blank area. So it's not like it's going to go to a broken link. So that is the HipMaps update. I'm so excited. Adding the website feature. There's also some back-end stuff that we have worked on that is super boring, and I'm not going to tell you about it. But that's the most exciting one, that is the user interface for the app update. KW Works out of Ann Arbor, Michigan are amazing. They are the ones that have helped me with this app. They've built the whole thing. They come up with wonderful ideas. They are fantastic, and I highly recommend them. I just wanted to pull up I mentioned Nashville. We have a map for Nashville. So if you are going to Nashville, this is a legit map that I made last year for an event that I went there. I went to there for a couple events, actually. And a local, wonderful local woman who is in charge of Hey Hey Creative, which is a very cool group, Gretchen Smith. She gave me her recommendations. She's a local. So these have local recommendations. I pulled it up because I wanted you to notice that it's a very different style. So every map that we make is in the style of the host's, whatever it is. So if it's a hotel, we make it in a hotel style. If it's the wedding, we use their colors and their style. If it's a conference, we use the conference's branding. So every single map is going to look completely different, even though we make them all over the world, and they will all look super different, exactly how the host wants them. So I just threw up a few pictures of different styles. We make these for, like I said, hotels. Short-term rentals like Airbnbs are a big win for HipMaps. We definitely do a lot of maps for business meetings and events and conferences, retreats, those kind of things. Anytime you have people coming in from out of town, of course, weddings and reunions. I am going to stop sharing for a second and pull up and see if anybody has any questions in the comments. Here we go. I do want to say that this was, I wanted to keep this super brief. So if you want to talk more about how this could apply to your business, if you want to talk about my referral program, because I love to give a thank you for everyone who refers HipMaps to someone. Happy to talk about that. Happy to show you more examples of different styles and branding. HipMaps.com is where you go to get there's a calendar link where you can book a 15-minute appointment with me. And if you want to do longer than that, I'll happily send you my 30-minute calendar link. You can email me or direct message me. But HipMaps.com, it has sample map access codes on there if you want to try out the app. They're in all sorts of different cities. It's got the appointment link on there. If you want to sign up for my once a month newsletter, it's really fun. I'm a total map geek. It's all about maps. And then of course all the social links are on there too. Let's see, I have a comment. Love to see this for conferences that I attend. Me too. Thank you, whoever. They don't tell me who LinkedIn user is who commented on that. Oh, and Linda, yay, thank you so much. I'm glad you're on here. Linda, I created she was one of the very first Airbnbs that I created a HipMap for, and she's saying her guests love it, and they have 24 lavender farms within 8 miles of us, and we put a whole bunch of those farms on there. So that was such a fun map to make. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I want to keep this super short. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much, and definitely connect with me. I would love to chat more, especially when I can see your face, because right now I just don't see anyone, and it's a little unnerving. Thanks, everybody.